I'd like to welcome you to the Jam and Barbecue channel. Today we're going to be doing some beef jerky, number one. Number two, some deer jerky. And number three, some smoked wings, all at the same time. Stick around, it's going to be fun.
Jam and Barbecue.
Okay, so there you see on the sign since 1971. And this is what the storefront looks like. Shout out to them. Been here since 1971. There's a reason for that, folks. Support your local stores. Here's the beef section right here. And then down here is pork and then poultry's at the end. But today, we are looking for sirloin roast. Here's sirloin steak. So, here we go. All right, you got sirloin tip roast right here. You don't want it to be super thick cut like this one. You want it to be a little bit on the thinner side, because it makes it easier to cut up. So we're gonna get 1, 2. That one looks a little thicker. This one looks a little thinner. Gonna get 3. This one looks a little thinner down here. So we're gonna grab that one and head out. Okay guys, now that we got the meat, I wanted to show you behind me my smoker. It's under a cover. We're gonna look closely at that and I'm gonna explain to you what kind of smoker it is, and then we'll go from there. All right. So first of all, I'm going to talk about this cover, because I've had this thing for like 3 years, and look at what good shape it is in. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Oklahoma Joe's for making a good cover. This is actually designed for the Oklahoma Joe Longhorn, I believe, which is a similar model to mine. And now we'll look at my smoker. Okay, as you can see, it's a Brinkman. It's a Trailmaster limited edition. And I really like it. It's got a place down here where you stick the newspaper in at the bottom. You want to make sure you leave it kind of loose. If you make it too tight, it's not going to flame up real good. Once you put it in there, you set it down in there. And to get a good fire going, I usually put about 2/3 of a chimney full when I'm just cooking with the smoking meat. I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite parts about this, using a smoker like this one, is playing with fire. So when you're doing beef jerky, the first thing you want to do is get a really sharp knife. This one is made by Wusthof from the Classic Collection. Shout out to my mom and dad for giving me these nice knives for a gift. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen it. We're going to start small with the venison. So this is backstrap. This is also called the tenderloin of the deer. Now we want to cut them into smaller strips. Now if you notice, I'm making them a little thicker than most beef jerky, but or deer jerky. But I like that because it ensures that there's going to be a little bit of moisture in the middle still. But I'd say those are probably 1/4 to 1/2 inch. It doesn't have to be exact, but you do want to make your cuts approximately the same length. I do want to point out that when you get a sirloin like this, a sirloin roast, you're going to have some fat around the edges. You do not want to leave that fat on there. You want to take it off when you're doing beef jerky. Also, any gristle parts like this right here, you want to cut that out. Again, this fat edge, a little marbling in the middle is okay, but for beef jerky, you really don't want any fat. So a little bit in the middle is okay, but like this, I'll take out. This I'll take out. This gristle and this outer edge of fat right here, I'll take off. Just trim it up real good. Now that I got that done, let's go check on the fire. Okay, so I've got my glove here. It's an insulated glove. I highly recommend you use these when you're handling charcoal. Okay, so right here is my wood shelf. And if you're using a smoker, I highly recommend these for stick burners. You can get these on Amazon is where I got mine. You can also get them a lot of places. But this way you can separate the kind of wood you have. But today we're going to be using hickory. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a big one because I know we have a lot of coals already going. So I'm going to use a thicker piece and put it in there. Okay, so these are the stars of the seasoning show today. On the far left, we got Killer Hogs Barbecue Hot Barbecue Rub, which I'm going to use on the wings when it's time to season the wings. And then over here, we have just some salt, pepper, and paprika. That's all we're using on the beef jerky and the deer jerky. We're just keeping it simple. Try to make it everything flat so there's nothing stacked on top of each other, so you can get a good even seasoning. That's the key here. So that's the beef jerky. Now it's time to season the wings. Again, we're using the Killer Hogs hot rub. Shout out to Malcolm Reed. He's been a big influence on my barbecue. He's another YouTuber. Check him out. And for wings, I find bowls are better. And I may start doing it with beef jerky soon this way too. But with wings, I like to get them, make sure it's all good and separated, and then just start shaking the top. Now with wings, you want to be more liberal. You want it to be even, but you also want to be more liberal with your seasoning, because one of the big points of wings is you want them to be spicy.
My stomach was empty, but the aisles were full. When I go shopping, there's only one rule: get everything needed to cook the bird. If it tastes like chicken, that's the word.
We got a full grill, and I'm a happy man. Okay, so one of the best parts about barbecue for me is just chilling out on my porch with my guitar and a cold beverage, which is usually a diet soda for me of some kind. And anyway, I'll show you around my porch so you can feel at home too. Let's open it up and see what we got. All right, Pitmaster Privilege, checking out the first wing.
Chicken, chicken, that's the word. Chicken, chicken, the best bird.
Can't wait to get the rest of it. All right, looking at this, you can see how it comes apart nice and easy now that it's cooled down. You can see that it's dry on the inside, ready to eat. So let's test it out. It's got a really good flavor. I really highly recommend that you do this beef jerky. A lot of recipes call for a marinade online. I've done it with a marinade. It's okay with a marinade, but I think it's just as good without one. So you try it, leave in the comments what you know about it. Any comments are appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.